Kidd from Pontefract in West Yorkshire, Pat Lunkers from Sudbury in Suffolk, Pat Beardsley from Spondon in Derbyshire, Robin Anthony from Paisley in Renfrewshire, Eric Matthews from Bury in Lancashire, Stan Meekums from Romford in Essex, Geoffrey Nash from Ipswich, Norma Arnold from Liverpool, Sylvia Parker from Lewis, Angela Mitten from Gosport in Hampshire, Paul Thompson from Hull, Andy Bode from Sudbury in Suffolk, Jonathan Mallory from York, Mike Abbott from Lancing in West Sussex, and Anna Young from Swiss Cottage in London are all here to play 15 to 1, presented by William G. Stewart.
Thank you. Hello, our winner from last time is Pat Beardsley from Spondon in Derbyshire. A warm welcome back, Pat. Michael McDowell has led the finals board for over 5 weeks now. There's the board, with Michael leading with 251, and those three names are equal 15th, still hanging on. Let's see if they're still there at the end of today. Off we go. And we begin with Steve Kidd from Pontefract. And Steve, the Armed Forces. What's the name of the Royal Naval College based at Dartmouth in Devon?
Plymouth.
Britannia Royal Naval College. Pat, the seas and oceans. Neap tides are tides with the smallest range. What term is used for the tides of the largest range? No, spring tides. Pat, please. Iceland. Which European Union state is Iceland's nearest neighbour?
Sweden.
The United Kingdom. Robin, please. Rail transport. Which rail operator is to lose its franchise to run services in Kent and Sussex at the end of the year? No? Connex. You'd know why if you lived down here. Eric, the British Army. Specifically, please, what is the lowest commissioned rank in the British Army? Major. Second Lieutenant. Stan, sport, cricket. In 2003, which Surrey and former England player became the first batsman in history to score centuries against all the 18 first-class counties, including Surrey, before he joined them? Alex Stewart. Mark Ramprakash. And art and famous artists. Which Dutch painter's work as a lay missionary among coal miners and peasants in Belgium inspired many of his paintings, including the Potato Eaters?
Vincent van Gogh.
And Norma, please. Days of the year, family custom. In the United Kingdom, it traditionally falls on the third Sunday in June. In 2003, it fell on Sunday the 15th of June. Which family day?
Father's Day.
Yes, indeed. Mother's Day comes earlier, doesn't it? And Sylvia, books. Strange Places, Questionable People. A Mad World, My Masters, and News from No Man's Land. Books by which long-serving BBC foreign correspondent?
John Princeton.
And Angela, please, The Royal Household. What name is given to the money paid from public funds to meet official expenditure relating to the Queen's duties as head of state and head of the Commonwealth?
The civil list.
And Paul, please, radio. In which part of the United Kingdom does the BBC radio service Radio Foil broadcast?
Northern Ireland.
And Andy, please. Which country in South America is the largest in area?
Brazil.
Jonathan, please. Canada. Which is the only Canadian province to have a Pacific coastline?
Quebec.
British Columbia. Mike, please. Human anatomy. The umbilicus is the anatomical name for what?
Tommy Button.
Yes, the navel. Anna, please. Engineering history. With a span of over 700 feet, the Clifton Suspension Bridge lies across which river in Bristol?
Don't know.
The Avon. And Steve, your second question. Politics. Which two letters do all 23 members of the Cabinet have after their names?
MP.
No, some of them are in the House of Lords. PC, they're all privy councillors. Pat, please. Opera. In which Yorkshire city is Opera North based?
No.
Leeds. Pat, theatrical terms. What term is used for an actor who is fully rehearsed and stands ready to substitute for another immediately in an emergency?
Understudy.
Robin, please. Now a place of pilgrimage, the town of Fatima, where 3 children are said to have seen the vision of the Virgin Mary in 1917, is in which European country?
Portugal.
And Eric, please. Confectionery. Which brand of assorted sweets shares its name with a 1901 play by J.M. Barrie?
Peter Pan.
No. Quality Street. Stan, pyrophobia is an irrational fear of what?
Fire.
Geoffrey, please. Science and chemistry. Which colourless, odourless, non-metallic gaseous element has the symbol Kr? Krypton. Norma, please. France. What position in French public life does a man called Bertrand Delanoë hold?
Ambassador.
No, he's the mayor of Paris. Sylvia, please. Peerage. Stephen Wedgwood Benn is the heir to which viscountcy, currently disclaimed for life by his father, Tony Benn? Stansgate. Angela, please. Science. What name is given to the scientific study of extracting metals from their ores and preparing them for use?
Metallurgy.
And yes, it is. And Paul, please. If something is said to be navicular, what shape is it?
Boat-shaped.
And Andy, please. Musical instruments. The euphonium and the sousaphone belong to which group within the brass family?
Woodwind.
Tuba. Jonathan, please. Tropical diseases. What's the more common name for the infection spread by mosquitoes, which is sometimes known as breakbone fever or dandy fever?
Don't know.
Dengue fever. Mike, please. Place names in Wales. Llanberis, Llandaff, Llandudno. What's the meaning of the Welsh word flan? That's L-L-A-N in this context.
River.
Church. Anna, headwear, hats. Which piece of brimless headwear, sometimes called a tarbouche, is named after a place in Morocco where it was originally made?
Don't know.
A fez. And it's 5 down, 10 to go, and those 5 must now leave us. And Philip, please.
And those eliminated are Steve Kidd, Pat Lunken, Eric Matthews, Jonathan Mallory and Anna Young. And of the remaining 10 contestants, 2 still have their 3 lives intact.
And we start round 2 with Pat at number 3. The first correct answer we start nominating. And Pat, we begin with Proverbs. Old sins cast what?
New shadows.
Long shadows.
Long shadows.
Robin, please. Israel. What name is given to the communal agricultural settlements in Israel in which land and property are shared with work and meals arranged collectively?
Kibbutz.
And a number, please, Robin.
9, please.
Sylvia, the Army and the Navy. What word connects the whole crew of a ship and a small unit of troops?
Marines.
Company. Again, please, Robin.
10, please.
Angela, which early form of man derives its name from the Latin for upright?
Neanderthal.
No, Homo erectus. Again, please, Robin.
7, please.
Charities, Geoffrey. Which charity was founded in 1976 by a member of the royal family with the stated aim of helping young people fulfil their potential?
Prince Charles Trust.
What's the charity called? What's the charity called?
No?
It's called the Prince's Trust. Again, Robin.
6, please.
And Stan, please. Famous siblings. The younger sister wrote the books The Bitch and the Stud. The elder one starred in the film adaptations of both. What's their surname?
Collins.
And the number, please, Stan.
11.
Which brand of bath salts first appeared on the market in the 1920s as a foot bath that supposedly radiated oxygen?
Epsom salts.
You're too young. Radox. Again, please, Stan.
12.
Fleet Street in London. What is Fleet Street named after?
I don't know.
The River Fleet, or the Fleet River. Again, please.
14.
And Mike, please. Landmarks in the United States. Which dam, the highest concrete arch dam in the United States, was known as the Boulder Dam between 1933 and 47, but then reverted to its original name after an early 20th century president?
The Hoover Dam.
And the number, please.
7, please.
Geoffrey, please. What hobby or pastime is pursued by a Greiser? No? Train spotting, the railway enthusiast. Again, Mike.
Number 8, please.
Political history, Norma. Founded in 1920 in the aftermath of the Russian Revolution, which British political party has the initials CPGB?
The Communist Party of Great Britain.
And onwards, please, a number.
10.
Which European capital city was created in 1873 by the amalgamation of separate towns on opposite sides of the river Danube?
Budapest.
Yes, they were called Buda and Pest. And again, please, Angela.
3.
Poetry. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, the first line of the ode to autumn. Who wrote it?
John Keats.
And the number, please.
Number 11.
Independent television, Paul. Which television company, broadcasting since 1961, has its main production centre in Aberdeen and has the largest transmission area of all the ITV licences?
Grampian.
And a number, please.
9, please.
Sylvia, sport. In which 15-a-side sport played in the British Isles are goals worth 3 points or a single point should the ball go between the posts but above the crossbar?
Rugby.
No, Gaelic football. Again, please.
4.
History of Africa. Hastings Banda was, from 1966 to 94, the first president of which African country?
Kenya.
Malawi, which was formerly Nyasaland. Again, please.
Number 6.
Royal collections. Part of the Royal Collection, the Royal Library, contains over 50,000 items, including Henry VIII's attack on Martin Luther and James I's famous counterblast to tobacco. In which royal residence is it housed?
Buckingham Palace.
Windsor Castle. Again, please.
14.
Science. In the classification of animals, which group ranks between a family and a species?
Group.
Genus. Again, please.
8.
Tradition and law. Still applicable to some forest or common land, estover is the legal right to do what on common land?
To take wood for fire.
Yes, furniture, repairs, or fuel. And again, Norma?
14, please.
Handicrafts, Mike. Coming from a Javanese word literally meaning painted, what name is given to the method of making coloured designs on textiles by covering with wax the parts not to be dyed?
Batik.
And a number, please, Mike.
Number 3, please.
National Theatre, Pat. The Cottesloe and the Littleton are two of the three theatres that make up the Royal National Theatre. The name of the third and largest, please.
The Old Vic.
The Olivier. Again, please, Mike.
Number 4, please.
From which Cornish town can you catch a ferry to the Scilly Isles or take a boat trip to St Michael's Mount?
Padstow.
Penzance. Again, please, Mike.
Number 6, please.
Royal history. Harris, I am not well, pray get me a glass of brandy. The words of which future 19th century British monarch on first seeing his wife-to-be, Caroline of Brunswick?
Everything.
No, George IV. Again, please, Mike.
Number 12, please.
Books and films. What word describes a follow-up film or book in which the action predates that of the original work?
Prequel.
And a number?
Number 8.
Sport, please, Norma. Which athlete, known as the Flying Scot, refused to run the 100 metres race on a Sunday at the 1924 Paris Olympics for religious reasons, but instead won the gold medal at the 400 metres?
Eric Liddell.
Yes, Chariots of Fire, that was him. And on we go, please.
10, please.
Angela, war memorials. The Menin Gate is a large arched war memorial built near which Belgian town, the site of three great First World War battles?
Ypres.
And a number, please.
11.
Paul, architecture. Taken from the Italian for beautiful to see, what name is given to a room or gallery with scenic views typically built on top of a house or cliff?
Belvedere.
Yes, Belvedere.
14.
English counties, the Fitzwilliam Museum, Wimpole Hall and Duxford Airfield are all in which English county?
Cambridgeshire.
And a number, please.
Number 8, please.
Newspapers, Norma. The Sun newspaper. What was it called prior to 1964? The Daily Herald. Again, please, Mike.
Number 12, please.
Famous first lines, Andy. The 19th century. Since the days of Adam, there has been hardly a mischief done in this world, but a woman has been at the bottom of it. The first line of which novel by William Makepeace Thackeray?
Pilgrim's Progress.
Barry Lyndon. Again, please, Mike.
Number 8, please.
And Norma, please. Parliamentary assemblies. The Eduskunta is the unicameral legislature of which North European country?
Finland.
And a number, please.
11, please.
Sometimes called beefeaters, which body of men was formed in the reign of Henry VII for the protection of the monarch?
The
The Yeomen of the Guard. Again, please, Norma.
14, please.
Shakespeare, Mike. A play within a play, The Nine Worthies, is the title of a masque presented before Ferdinand, King of Navarre, and his court in which Shakespeare comedy?
Measure for Measure.
Love's Labour's Lost. I I think they get better. It is 12 down, 3 to go, and after the break, Norma Arnold from Liverpool, Angela Mitten from Gosport in Hampshire, and Paul Thompson from Hull will be here for the final. Do please join us.
The three surviving contestants in today's 15-to-1 final are Norma Arnold, a retired biomedical scientist from Liverpool, Angela Mitten, who is retired and comes from Gosport in Hampshire, and Paul Thompson, a student from Hull.
Thank you. Welcome back. Norma, Angela and Paul, put your fingers on the buzzers. Remember, on the finals board, your two targets are, firstly, the score of 121 at the bottom. If one of you can get above that, then the next target is the 251 at the top. Okay? If you're happy with all that, here we go. And we start with television history. Television is old enough to have a history. On what date in 1957 was a famous documentary on the Swiss spaghetti harvest broadcast? Paul?
April the 1st.
Yes, indeed, by Richard Dimbleby. And jolly funny it was too. Mathematics. How is 1/20th expressed as a decimal? No takers? 0.05. This is fun quotations. You're not drunk if you can lie on the floor without holding on. Which Italian-American crooner, one of Frank Sinatra's Rat Pack? And Norma?
Dennis. It's gone.
Dean Martin. Here with a wobbly voice. On we go, please. The Bible. Who in the New Testament corresponded with the following? Philemon and Norma?
St. Paul.
Yes, okay. On we go, please. The origin of names. What does the girl's name Verity mean? Norma?
Truth.
It does mean truth. Woodland management. What name is given to the practice of severe pruning, similar to pollarding, where trees are cut back to ground level periodically to promote growth from the base? It's called coppicing. Financial history. Introduced in the USA in 1950, which was the first all-purpose credit card. The idea and the name came to its creator after he had left his wallet behind and was unable to pay for a business lunch. Angela?
Luncheon vouchers.
No. Diners Club, the credit card. Athletics. The water jump is a feature of which athletics event? Norma?
Hurdles.
No. The steeplechase. And on we go, please. Will you please look at this and tell me, this is the symbol for the most central mainline railway station in London. Which station? Norma?
Charing Cross.
Yes, C for Charing and the cross for cross. And question or nominate, Norma?
Nominate Angela, please.
Angela, the House of Commons. The usual channels is the colloquial name for which party officers in the House of Commons?
The whips.
Yes. When they say through the usual channels, it means they've been talking to the whips. And question or nominate?
Paul.
And Paul, please. Which archaic literary term, meaning sorrow or mourning, came to be used informally for the state benefit given to the unemployed?
Duel.
And question or nominate?
Angela, please.
Language, Angela. What is a polyphone letter or character?
One that can only be pronounced in one way.
No, it's the opposite. In fact, it has more than one phonetic value. A C is an example. It can be an S sound or a K sound. Again, please, Paul.
Norma.
The First World War. The Germans called it the Siegfried Line. What name, after a German field marshal and later statesman, did the Allies call it?
The Maginot Line.
The Hindenburg Line. And I'm back with you, Paul. Question or nominate?
Nominate.
Religion. In the 17th century, James Ussher, Archbishop of Armagh, claimed to have calculated the date of the creation exactly. What year did he claim it to be?
33 BC.
4004 BC. You have to read it? Now, young Paul, let's see how far those three lives are going to take you. There are 26 questions. That's 260 points. You've got 21 already. That would be 281. You've got 30 potentially there. 311 points there somewhere. Let's see how many of them you can get. The ability to sing or to recognise by sound the pitch of a note without prior reference point with which to determine that note is known as what?
Absolute pitch.
Or perfect pitch, either would do. Games and pastimes. What type of puzzle was introduced in the 18th century by John Spilsbury, who was known as an engraver and map dissector in wood?
Jigsaw.
And long-distance paths. Which long-distance footpath extends more than 250 miles between Edale in Derbyshire and Kirk Yetholm in the Scottish borders?
The Pennine Way.
Yes? Will you please look at this? And tell me, this is a sculpture of the ancient Greek physician who is traditionally regarded as the father of medicine. What's his name?
Hippocrates.
It is. Literature and cartoons. What name is shared by an ancient Greek epic poet and the father of a cartoon family in The Simpsons?
Homer.
History of the USA. Until 1821, Texas was governed by which European country?
Spain.
Yes, it was Spain. Invention. Which Gdansk-born physicist, who spent most of his life in the Netherlands, invented the mercury thermometer in the early 18th century and has a temperature scale named after him?
Torricelli.
Fahrenheit. And 2 lives left. Ancient Rome. The name, please, of the Thracian gladiator who in 73 BC led a popular revolt of slaves.
Spartacus.
Traditional punishments. Stocks had holes for the legs and sometimes the wrists. Which form of punishment had holes for the head and arms so the prisoner was actually standing up?
Pillory.
And which children's book, later a film and now a stage musical, features the eccentric inventor Caractacus Potts, the sinister child catcher, and a flying car?
Chitter Chitter Bang Bang.
Dogs. Which long-haired gun dog has 4 recognised breeds? English, Gordon, Red, and Irish Red and White.
Setter.
Yes, I do. Geographical terms. What word is used to describe the lines drawn on a weather map that connect places with equal atmospheric pressure?
Isobars.
Will you please look at this and tell me? Look at this famous painting. It's entitled The Laughing Cavalier. Who is the artist?
Franz Hals.
Famous quotations. Whom, on his resignation as Prime Minister in 1955, did the present Queen reputedly ask, do you want to duke them or anything like that?
Churchill.
Yes, Winston Churchill. I tried to do the voice, didn't work, did it? Time. In geological time, which length of time division comes between an eon and a period?
Era.
Yes? Dysgraphia, spelled D-Y-S, graphia, is an inability to do what coherently or clearly?
Right.
Yes? And business and commerce, what name is given to the paper used for newspapers?
Newsprint.
Food and drink, apple, walnuts and celery in a mayonnaise dressing. Which classic salad is that, named after a New York hotel?
Waldorf.
Who is the eponymous Gaul in the cartoon books by Goscinny and Uderzo?
Asterix.
French terms. What 2-word French term that actually means rotten pot is given to a mixture of dried petals and spices used to perfume a room?
Potpourri.
Will you please look at this and tell me, who is this former Director General of MI5 whose memoirs, Open Secret, caused controversy upon their publication in 2001?
Stella Rivington.
Measurement. How many carats are there in pure gold?
24.
Classic television. Hercules was the name of the horse belonging to which pair of scrap dealers? Come on, get turned, son. Okay? Name connections. What surname is shared by the writers William, who wrote The Naked Lunch, and Edgar Rice, who created Tarzan?
Burroughs.
British place name. What was the official name of the county of Shropshire from 1974 to 1980?
Salop.
Chemical elements. AU and AG are the symbols for which 2 metals?
Gold and silver.
You have every reason to look pleased with yourself, young man. 261, 10 for that, 271, position number 1 on the finals board, and you are now setting the pace for our Final Four trophy. Well done indeed.
Thank you.
Cheers. That's what I call a final run-in. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.
Now, later on, Richard and Judy meet a man who is literally eating himself to death. That's live at 5. Coming up next here on 4 Daytime, we're playing Countdown.